universal health care or something like that. These are things which have been here. Who did this? His Excellency Uhuru commissioned this kind of things. So we expected him to be acting
Mm.
and performing, or either starting to deliver on the mandates or the things that he promised to the people of Kenya, of which most of these we haven't seen. And that is why there's this feeling that he's not really performing as he had promised. I think he overrated himself.
Mhm.
As Kenya really expecting much from him because he made the people of believe he would really perform. So there's
Yeah.
much expectations from the people.
Yeah, okay. And actually, there's on the healthcare and the new tariff of NSIF. Actually, there's a human right defender who is in court, that is seeking so many things, and that, and we will be waiting for the outcomes. And another thing that I also noticed, he kind of like named the Kericho Green Stadium to somebody keep good Chumo Stadium. Yeah, so that was there. So there's so many things that happened, and everybody has what they saw, and we cannot talk about all that. This is just, we're just giving synopsis of what we saw and what Kenyans are saying. Now, there's something that developed during the week, and this is something also we want to talk about: the issue of all the coastal leaders are coming together, including the elected, those who are working senior government officials, came together, and their main agenda was to seek audience as per their main, uh, the pressure they had to seek audience with the president concerning the coastal matters, especially development and everything. Are you seeing any political move, maybe, especially like for Joho, is moving towards working with the president or moving towards the UDA?
Not really, in my own opinion. I think these are politicians. They're simply trying to guard their interest.
Hmm.
And remember, somebody like former governor of Mombasa, Joe, he has been having issues and very tough stance when it comes to the coastal issues. And for that reason, they've been having not a good blood with the president.
Hmm.
And it's also being said that his family owns or kind of runs the Kenya Port Authority. They have shares. And remember, the whole issue, the main reason why these leaders had this meeting is because that get their share when the issue of privatization is being actualized.
Hmm.
So they simply had this meeting so that they would have a stand on the benefit of as the people of coast and to defend their people. And that is what really brought them together. I wouldn't really say that it was because they're trying to get to the president, to the side of presidency. Because if we look at the politicians who are here, these were mostly from different divides,
Yeah.
not at the ruling government. So I wouldn't really say it was more political, but it was just being making a stand on what they would support as the people of coast.
You see, like the reason why, like, so many people were looking at it as more political, due to the fact that when you look at the presser that day in
Yes.
Nairobi, Joho was given the opportunity to 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 speak on behalf of the coastal leaders, right? So people, one, even if the sitting arrangement, you'd see Joe was sitting in the middle. So there's a speculation that one, um, Joho being Joho, because Joe is still popular at the coast. That is no doubt. Nobody's so popular than Joe when it comes all the leaders that there, including the Amason Kingi, who is the speaker in the Senate. You know. he Joe is popular and all of them. And why would Joe be like the person reading out the statement? Yet we had the current governor for Mombasa, and we have Mvuria too. So people are saying that as maybe Joe is gearing towards the government. Then secondly, also, you said something about Joe family having business at the coast, and something with our country. Once you have a business, you also have to try to be friendly to government. Yeah, yeah. Remember what happened to the former governor of Kakamega, Wycliffe Oparanya, when his home was raided. Until today, he's out. He's not in the public. I've not seen Oparanya making, the former governor of Kakamega, making any statement. So does it mean that maybe Joe too is trying to get closer to the government to protect the interests of the family business?
Joe, currently, you would say Joe is the kingpin of the coastal region. And for that matter, I think he read or he spoke on behalf of this leader simply because even these leaders recognize the fact that he's the most powerful in the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, remember when it comes to interest, if these leaders were speaking about the specific interest or the interest of the people of coast, it generally it's not a good idea for the people in government or the somebody like His Excellency Mvoria or
Mm-hmm.
the CS
Aisha
system.
Junior. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they are reading this kind of things, so they're trying to let the government know their stand. It wouldn't be advisable for
Mm-hmm.
them to
Mm-hmm.
do it because people would then say, "Why would you come and read for us this?"
Mm-hmm.
And yet you're in the cabinet. Why would you then raise this issue? So someone else would do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then these two CS, their work would simply to follow up.
Okay.
Which took over as the senior most politician in the coast.
And immediately after that press out the coastal leader, I think the following day Joho met his the right honorable prime minister again, and
Yeah,
that's make it so complex. And you say like, oh, maybe if Joe was moving towards maybe UDA, and again he meets the prime minister, so it makes
yeah.
it
So
so.
yeah, it's true. And actually, this meeting was held in Nairobi. It
Yeah.
happened in Nairobi, and for that matter, after the meeting, we saw some photos that His Excellency Joe met with the Prime Minister.
Hmm.
That really would also confirm the fact that he's not really trying to lean or to be supportive on he's not really trying to support the government side because he didn't really accept uh, comment or talk about issues and then at the same time would be seen with the position leader.
Hmm. Okay.
So I still believe he's intact with the position.
Mhm.
He was just performing his duty as the senior most politician of the coast.
Okay, we will use the, let's wait and see what is going to happen. Politics
Yeah,
is politics is interest. It's full of betrayals and betrayals and betrayals. Now, there's something that I want you maybe to speak about. I don't know whether you've realized it, and I saw this when 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 you go, like, sometimes in the internet, I've seen this tendency or something new that is coming, like majority of people who especially voted for the UDA government or Kenya Kwanza government. Some of them are regretting, especially I would start with the celebrities, Nonini, said that. Then there was also one of the border guy who actually said like, why would you just like, he was just asking the president, instead of like each and every time saying like the prices at the pump go up in a bit, so do it just only once so we get used to it. And they were regretting for voting for president. Another one also, there was another guy also on I think I saw he's on TikTok, who was saying unapandisha bei ya mafuta alafu unapanda ndege unaenda China. And the one that really caught my attention was the one with Ndolo Benji. Yeah, as you know, Benji is a bright guy and very influential. And he said the way they supported DP with some group of uh, young men in his caliber, people in his caliber, and now they are regretting for that. Why do you think so?
I think the problem that the president really made was over promising the people of Kenya.
Mm,
And, and I think the people of Kenya are simply waking up because this has been a trend. Most politicians, they would always use the good words
mhm,
and they would preach for you the things that you want to hear. But then when it comes to actualizing, when they get into power, they
mhm,
do the opposite. So there's some sense that is getting into the people. They're realizing that as much as they're being promised heaven,
mhm,
these guys get into office, they don't really do the things they promised. So way of getting into there's some reality dawning in them, and they're insisting and
mhm,
telling the people, accepting the fact that maybe we told you to vote for these guys because we believed and we trust they will deliver, but they haven't, and they're not showing any signs that they're going to do that.
mhm,
For that reason, they're simply saying sorry to themselves and the people they convinced to vote for the people in leadership, because it's so unfortunate. People really expected much, especially the poor, the hustlers, the mamambogas. And remember when they were campaigning, most of the time you would speak the right words that even the poor people would really understand and get and resonate with.
mhm.
Remember you saying when you got into the office, akichukua tu hiyo kalamu aweke chini,
Bei ya unga.
the hunger will reduce, the cost of living will reduce. And remember again when they were campaigning,
Mm,
that was the time when the Russia war was at the peak.
mhm,
And when the prices of oil and petrol were increasing, they
mhm,
stood on a platform and they blamed the government. Remember, they were in the government, he was the deputy.
mhm,
Literally say that the president was simply doing that uh, very well. The people of Kenya were suffering. And it's so unfortunate that since they got into power, every time that the EPRA is reviewing the fuel prices, they always increase the prices. If maybe we look at the last Uhuru's government, sometimes when the EPRA reviews and they made a decision that they would increase the price of fuel, the president would always come out and read a press. And remember when he was saying, fellow Kenyans, in my government, we have made a decision that we are going to, you see, at least that was promising to the people of Kenya and
mhm,
Kenya that there was a president who really cared about them, and whenever they're raising the prices, he would come out and tell them the reason. It's so unfortunate that this time round, the government wakes up. We always see this thing as a breaking news. No government official explains to the people of Kenya that the prices are being increased because of this and this. And that's so unfortunate.
But it usually happens during the weekends.
A government is a government. These are people who are being paid by the citizen of the Republic of Kenya. They
mm,
should work day and night. They should work whether on weekdays or weekend. Well, even if it's done over the weekend, why would they wait until they can still wait Monday and then call a press as a president? Remember, we elected the president, and whenever anything is being increased in the country, it is his responsibility. He should always come out and tell Kenya, we are making this decision, or this is happening, and it's because of this and this and this. That will be fine. Nowadays, they just do things they don't tell Kenyans, and it's so unfortunate.
yeah. Hopefully things will be okay. We are almost winding up with the viewpoint, and there's one area that we need to touch on before. So there's I think there's a I think there's a storm in UDA, and there's a the reason why I'm saying that because we know they are having the elections in, I think is in December 9th something, grassroots elections. But there's a two groups. There's the group that are allied to the president, and there's a group that's allied to the deputy. And when you look at the group that are allied to deputy, they believe on this narrative of shareholding, and the group of president does not believe in that. But when you look at even in the appointment of the president, the way the president say that all Kenyans are equal and they will get development depending or employment depending on who you voted for. But that is not reflected in the appointments in the government. Yeah, you will find there's a community with a higher number of appointment, and based on how they voted. Like, to be specific, the Rift Valley Nation are the majority when it comes to appointment, followed by the uh, the Central Kenya, the mountain, yeah. Then other nations follow. And what do you say about that, between the president and the DP?
In my opinion, the president and the deputy they speak the same language. They have the same kind of style of leadership. The only difference they have is Ruto is a smart politician, and Ruto will tell you this today just to make you happy. If you come tomorrow with the same narrative, he will tell you no. As much as I said that, I didn't really mean it. So that is the problem that the deputy has not really realized. Because the truth of the matter, they speak the same language, but their acts, they act differently.
Mm,
Uh, they view things differently. The president and the deputy, they stood on this platform that it's true the government is like a shareholder to them. And remember, he supported when the DP spoke about that. Until lately, when he went to Nyanza, that's when he was trying to say, oh, the government is for the people of Kenya, whether you voted or not. But the truth of the matter is, even if you look at the appointments or the way projects are being given,
mhm,
it's they give it to the shareholders. That's the fact. So the president, of course, as much as he stands by the words and he does things in a shareholding manner,
mhm.
when he speaks differently because he knows uh, go and vie, and he's still going to defend his seat, and he knows the repercussions and the cost of using such kind of words.
Yeah,
He's kind of trying to avoid using the word, but actualizing the same.
the same.
The deputy president has not really realized how the president operates. And for that reason, him is still stuck. He wants to behave the same way. He wants to do the things the same way, not knowing that the person is trying to copy or his senior behaves differently. So
Mm,
that that has not really dawned into him. And politically, the DP is really going to suffer because, if you ask me, Or even if you ask any Kenyan, the deputy president cannot, past Mount Kenya and the Rift Valley, there's nowhere he can really go and have a successful meetings.
Live about past Mount Kenya. If even if you look at in the entire central Kenya, the only person who, the only governor in central Kenya who speaks more about the DP on a daily basis is it the Nyeri County governor?
Mutai Kahega
Yes,
is that is
all the governors from central Kenya, I've never heard them speaking about the DP. Something might be wrong.
and that's the fact of that's the truth, because this I think this governor these are the governors that are trying to look at in this perspective.
Mm,
Remember, it's the DP
mm,
or a country, a whole nation that has more than 51 million people.
mm,
Him speak as if he's Mount Kenya DP or a Rift Valley DP. And that's unfortunate. We have 40, almost 43, 44 tribes in Kenya. You can't really speak or behave like you only care about two tribes. That's uncalled for. That's not what the constitution says. That's not what the people of Kenya want. So he's really trying to slaughter himself. He's really trying to barricade his ways. And one of these days we shall really regret, because that's not how politics operate.
mm,
You have to be smart when it comes to political moves. There's no way you want to either hurl abuses to other people and tell them on their face that they are not shareholders. And remember, every Kenyan, everyone is paying taxes. How would you then tell these people that because you are not, you never voted for us, we are not going to give you any development, and they are paying you, they are paying taxes?
mm.
That's And in my opinion, he should change his style of politics.
Yeah,
That is
and
Kenya DP, not a Mount Kenya or Rift Valley DP.
but even if you look at, I think like even in Mount Kenya, they 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 are lacking maybe a unifying factor leader right now. They do not have somebody that can unify them like as a Mount Kenyan, because like as we speak right now, it could be like in my own, because like right now is only the deputy president who holds the highest office from Mount Kenya, and he should act like a unifying factor or as the spokesperson of the Mount Kenya. But that is not what is there.
Yes, I think there's a vacuum when it comes to the kingpinship of Mount Kenya.
Mm,
Oh, the former president is still, and I still believe he has more following and more power than the DP,
mm,
because the DP, remember when the president was installed as the kingpin of Mount Kenya, all the MPs, all the governors would stand by him. It's so unfortunate that nowadays the DP, who is from Mount Kenya, no one really supports him. He's only being supported by a governor of his backyard. He doesn't even resonate very well with the government,
mm,
and that's so unfortunate.
yeah.
And for that reason, you know, when you want to become a national leader, you must always speak in,
Mm,
you must always observe the kind of language you use. The truth of the matter is, he has been using some words which are not really unifying and
mm,
that is disrespectful to both the people from his backyard and the Kenyans from other backgrounds. And that's so unfortunate. So, in your opinion, if you
mhm,
keenly look at the case of Mount Kenya,
mhm,
there could be uh, someone else who is going to take over as the kingpin of Mount Kenya so far, because the DP is not really resonating with the people of Mount Kenya
mm,
100%. The people who are supporting him, that simply supporting him because he's the second in command, and as you know, he has power for now. But
mhm.
deep down, the people are not really with. And I don't really think even if he goes for the governorship, he would really succeed. I don't think so.
Okay. Yep. Maybe he might not. And maybe the last thing that I'm still in the UDA, especially in Western Kenya. You call me Ditmas Baraza.
Didmas Baraza is they call
Yes,
him general.
the general is kind of like shifting allegiance towards the Ford Kenya, and I'm just wondering because like of all the people who I was convinced beyond reasonable doubt that would stick with the president is the Mr. General, because from the Jubilee era to forming of UDA to campaign and doing all that, he was there, and is the only MP in Bungoma that like Bungoma is a Ford Kenya zone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the only MP I think in Bungoma who was elected by a different party apart from Ford Kenya, you know. And now there's this kind of like is allegiance towards Ford Kenya. Maybe something is happening.
Yes, so I think the issue of Malala, that
Mm-hmm.
is secretary of UDA and Baraza. I think we can dissect it in two ways. One, remember Didmas Baraza stood with the UDA ever since the UDA was started.
Mm-hmm.
He got elected as the member of parliament as an MP on a UDA ticket. And remember, Malala stood on went for governorship on an ANC party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he never succeeded to be the governor of Kakamega, that's when he left. Not really immediately after quite some time. That's when he left and he was elected the secretary of UDA. Oh, it's, in my opinion, I think Didmas Baraza is failing that he has been in UDA for quite some time, that the people who started UDA. And then a newcomer comes and then he's given too much power and he wants to mess up and dictate and tell them what to do. So he's being uncomfortable with that. And for that reason, he's trying to threaten that if this new prefect, who was not really part of them,
Yeah.
to dictate to them what they do, then possibly he has several options. That is the first dissection that we can go with. Again, the second one is uh, Malala is the DP, is the Secretary General, and remember he's currently attending the cabinet and is like a cabinet secretary. So for that matter, Malala is suffering from. He feels that he has too much power than even the MPs, and again, is the Secretary General. And so he feels like anybody, especially the people from his backyard, you want to show to them that he's in power, he's
Mm-hmm.
powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and power is really driving him to even show disrespect to his former party leader, the man who stood with him until the last minute.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
And that is why are not really uh, accepting or tolerating his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the CS, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, is also a powerful person, so to say.
Yeah.
And these MPs, they feel that as much as he's in a top seat, of course, Malala shouldn't behave and disrespect him in
Mm-hmm.
that. So those are two ways that I think is the two things that are happening. But again, Malala, if you keenly look at the politics of Western Kenya, I think they're also trying to come back with this narrative or to form. a unity thing. I remember the last was it 2 months ago?
Mm,
All the members of parliament from Western Kenya, they were at Bungoma.
mhm,
And I remember the MPs who attended were both from UDA, the ruling party, and the opposition. And they spoke and said that this time round they're going to fight for their unity, looking into the parties that they sponsored them in parliament, but they're going to fight so that at least they have a say in any government that is going to be formed in the future. And it could be that as much as UDA is becoming popular in Western, the two leaders, that is the Prime CS and the Speaker of National Assembly, they have started to know or to learn that this UDA wave is coming, and so they
mhm.
are trying to host it by all ways.
Yeah.
They don't want to be part of it. So there is also this narrative that it could be that the likes of Barada, the likes of Dr. Boni Alwale, they are really trying to stand by their parties, local parties.
But the government, yeah, yeah, okay. I know so many and so many things are going to happen, especially with the UDA, with the grassroots election coming, and that is when the real politics of UDA, yeah, because will come, because like especially when it comes to grassroots elections, those elections they usually rock the party. Yeah, they usually rock. I can remember days when Men in Black. You remember the ODM one? It's 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 usually very difficult affairs for parties, especially when you look at the formation of especially the most of the formation of the Kenya political parties. Some of them do not even have ideology. It is formed out of maybe out of anger or out of disagreement with the people you are with, to revenge. Yeah, you know. So it's just like one day thing. Today we are coming up with our party, and that is it. No ideology, no vision for the party, and so that is something that we are watching about the elections, grassroots election for UDA, and we'll see how things will unfold. Maybe what you might say before we close the show.
Still on UDA,
Yeah.
Malala is on a mission. Is
Mhm,
under very strict instructions from the ruling party. The aim of the ruling party is to finish any party that they affiliate to, or any party that supported them. For that
mhm,
reason, Malala was given the post of CS. He attends the cabinet. Again, is the Secretary General. So he acts like twice as the Secretary General of a ruling party and again as a CS attending the cabinet. So his role as a Secretary General, and the reason why he was given, he is allowed to even attend the cabinet meetings. He is supposed to finish the Front Kenya in Western Kenya. He is supposed to finish the ANC and any party that supported the president in 2022.
mhm,
And he's really trying his best, trying to use all the powers that he has to finish these other parties. He doesn't know he doesn't care the way or the style, whether it means being disrespectful, whether it means being abusive, is on a mission. But again, the advice I would give to Malala is, power comes and goes.
yeah.
Today you're in power, you can use all the powers that you have. Tomorrow you might not be in power. And again, me I feel Malala is being used by the UDA to
Mhm,
scatter his people and the people of Western. So he should come back to his mind and accept the fact that Kenyan politics is tribe based or region based. He stood with the ANC, and the ANC has ever stood with him. He should respect his party leaders or his former party leaders. And
mhm,
as much as he's under mission, he should accept the fact that uh, these people also stood with him. And when he's approaching or trying to deal with them, he should do it in a respectful manner. And that is what is really been bringing them in comfort, in in the Western Kenya. And that's why most of leaders, the like of the senator of Kakamega, Dr. Boni Alwale,
Mm.
uh, the likes of Baraza, are really defending the stand of their tribe.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's up to them to make the right decision.
Okay, we'll be waiting. We'll be here. We'll be seeing how events will be unfolding in the political scene. And to our viewers, thank you so much. If you have anything or any um, comment or view, just write it down there, and we will be very happy to talk about it. For my co-host, thank you very much for your time, and may God bless you. If you are new here, you can join the family by subscription, and that is for free. You don't pay for subscription here. You just go to the channel, Brother Benson Media, then give a subscription for free. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.